Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, First Scrimmage Many Years proudly brings to you the hottest podcast in the world, the Quarterback GQ, the Track Star Boulevard. We are live from the bench. What's up, everybody? We're about to give you another rendition of the Live from the Bench podcast. Today's topic, well, multiple topics, is division round, the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And we got some matchups and we got some crack ups. We got topics, baby, and we're going to talk about it. Before we get into it, though, I want to tell you guys about a situation that happened today at work. It's kind of funny. So, give you guys something to laugh at. So, Boulevard, this is what happened. I got into work today at 8:30. I turned my phone on and we started getting calls in. I think fourth call came in. A young lady, she was talking to me about she had this pouch that was carrying forks and spoons and knives. And she was looking for different options. So I was like, I'm gonna give you a couple options. You just make sure you let me know if these are too big or too small. Her response was, all I need is 8 inches. And me completely, the fool in me completely took over. And my response was, I bet you do. And the woman on the phone, she laughed. I didn't laugh because it caught on to what I just said. And I said to myself, I'm getting fired. And she said, ha, that was funny. And, and then the phone hung up. So, I mean, I didn't get fired. She didn't report me to HR.
Well, that's good.
She actually emailed me and like we continued working as if nothing happened. But man, keep your comedic chops to yourself if you're like me, and you're at work. Because that was dangerous. That was dangerous.
I want to know what these people would do if someone said something like that to them on the phone.
All right, let's get into.
That's you go with the obvious. That's what she said, or you can go with what you did, which I can't remember because
I bet you do. She said, "All I need is 8 inches." That's what she said. No, all I need is 8 inches, and I was just like, "I bet you do."
She knew what she was doing.
It was funny though because I was like, "She definitely set me up."
She
knew what
was
she
over
was
there
doing.
seducing middle-aged women on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, if it works,
that
it
a
works.
lot.
Whatever gets you to sell, right?
Right. I did, yeah. All right. First and foremost, let's get into the first topic of the day.
Round one, fight.
Watson.
Who what?
Deshaun Watson, quarterback of the Cleveland Browns.
That guy.
We call him Mr. Achilles.
Oh, every couple weeks there's some bullshit with this guy. We should have been done. But then, then he fucks around and blows out his already blown out fucking Achilles.
Funny how
what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? There was a video of him a couple weeks back of him dancing and shit. Now he done blown the thing out. But what do you do? Worst trade in history? Worst contract in history?
Oh, for sure. And I actually have a question for you about this contract.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like because the details of the story that just came out, the article.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's just because back when he was in Clemson, Bill O'Brien, I believe that was his former coach at Houston. Watson wasn't taking on the system very well, so Bill O'Brien, being the offensive genius that we believe him to be, was like, well, let's just run the Clemson offense, which kudos to him to actually know the Clemson offense, to be able to run it with Deshaun Watson. And they found success because I think they did go to the playoffs. Like, he might have been their best quarterback in their history until CJ Stroud got there. I mean, some people think it's David Carr.
David Carr, no. I hope not. I hope that would be that. Yeah,
it was Davis Mills.
Is Brock Osweiler a Texan?
Yes, he was.
I know what I said, y'all. Brock Osweiler. That's his name.
I don't know. I wanted to know if you had any input on the whole Deshaun Watson debacle.
Do I ever? I have a whole article from The Athletic. So basically, the Browns, as an organization's first mistake, was not bringing back Joe Flacco. I don't know how many times people have said that to me. And I don't pay attention to what the Browns do. They're the Browns. I don't even look at them in the point and laugh like I'm Nelson Muntz or something. Ha ha. And this is one of those things. But here's a quote right here as far as Joe Flacco. Joe picked it up faster in 30 days than Deshaun has in 2 years. You have to bring Joe back. Somebody has to teach Deshaun the offense. Okay? So there's one right there.
Wow.
That was a couple years ago. 22, 21, something like that. Yeah. Coach Stefanski showed Watson clips of his offense during their first meeting in March of 22, showing how Watson could thrive in a wide zone play action scheme. You know, that's all the rage in the NFL. Kubiak, Shanahan offense, But Watson never wanted it. He wanted to be in shotgun, like Clemson, like your college type offense. Stefanski wanted him under center to make the play action component more effective. Understandable, yeah. But the Browns got rid of Van Pelt to bring in Dorsey, who worked with mobile quarterbacks. So I'm just taking this off the article as we're going down the paper, okay? So, Dorsey worked with Allen, worked with Newton, and Dorsey was supposed to give him what he wanted, more routes, more shotgun, more freedom, but that wasn't the offense that he ran. He wanted to work in the Clemson offense. So the Browns didn't score 20 in any Watson start. They averaged 4 yards per play. You say again, they averaged 4 yards per play with Watson this season. 33 sacks and 7 starts. This article says, and this isn't from me, this is from people, according to the article, with knowledge of the schemes. When he was supposed to be dropping back 8 yards, he was dropping back 6. He was running into his lineman on sacks because he wasn't standing where he's supposed to be. So if you don't even know that, like you're holding everybody back.
Yeah.
It's like this article talks about his shoulder injury. Like, I don't think that's what it was here. Clearly, this was an effort thing. And
yeah,
like he wasn't practicing like he should have been. He was routinely missing receivers, bad passes, and then they would go to practice. They would go to film room, and the coach wouldn't call him out on it. You relay that shit? How would you feel in a locker room if the coach wasn't calling out the quarterback on his shit?
It's kind of the reason why I feel like a lot of people are calling for Stefanski's head. Shocking that he wasn't fired, but I don't think he deserved to be fired. But
no, out of mercy, he's got a mercy year.
Yeah,
like the team went through a lot, but odds ain't on his side even still. After that, chances are still there that he could lose the team, especially if Watson's coming back.
Watson
at some point, he's going to be back in that locker room.
I feel like he might lose the locker room before the season even starts, before training camp starts, because of the fact that they're already committed to Watson coming back.
It's how they play this quarterback position. It's totally how they play the quarterback position that says everything about how this season is going to go for the Browns.
And something I meant to bring up while you were talking about it, the play action, them what? So that right there, Stefanski having that in mind, that automatically says that he had a good plan for the offense. Because, mind you, they had Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. They
Right.
had both guys. So that means that they probably, if they would have been able to effectively operate a play action, Watson would have been, he would have had all the opportunity to thrive. Like he wouldn't have even had to carry the team, but he didn't want to. And that probably hindered that double running back threat that they had back there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Watson, in his defense, I guess, according to this article, he had a threat on his life. Surprisingly, when I told you about it, you said only the one. It's like, yeah, surprisingly, only the one death threat on his life. All the bullshit people, like all that animosity people have towards him, allegedly. That's surprising.
I think the death threat was Mia Khalifa.
Leading up to the season opener, his father and a college teammate died within the span of a few days, and there was the new lawsuit against another one of the victims. Like Durkee had nothing going in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't know if it was this one or the prior recording we tried. Walked under a ladder, black cat went through his legs, and he dropped the mirror that he was holding. He just he's got all the bad luck, all the juju. He might need to do something foul to a chicken, wink, and maybe
down.
Put it in a pot with some eye of newt or something. He's got to do something to get it off his back because, he's, what's the word I'm looking for? He's got that, what they call it, X-Pac heat. Where it's just like, just leave. No one wants you here. You can't even change in the locker room. You have to go change in the public bathroom. Like that kind of shit. Like that's Watson's status. Like he's everything but banished at this point. And he's only not banished because he got such a ridiculous contract out of Cleveland that they can't get out of it after this season. They got to go till 2026. Yeah.
And that's where it brings me right to where I was hoping that was going to get us to. Boulevard, if you were in this position, are you just taking the hit and letting that man go?
Fuck yeah. Why the hell would I want him around? Literally no one wants him around. Maybe his mama. Maybe his wife he married for show. But no one else wants him around.
I just want to point out that I think that the one death threat he got was Mia Khalifa.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, there was like a whole during the whole, his whole hiatus or sabbatical or whatever, when he was suspended the whole season, or he sat out the whole season, with the allegations going on, there was like a point where, like, I don't know if they were seeing each other or they were like getting friendly, but there was just like, this looks bad, because it was just like Deshaun Watson was in shorts and a shirt off, and Mia Khalifa's like in shorts, and I'm just like, yeah, he did whatever the hell they said he did. I'm not allegedly, because I can't say that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But yeah, but we're gonna get right on. We're gonna move on.
We
still got more.
Yeah, on this story, we didn't talk about how the players felt, how there was a heaviness surrounding Watson in the locker room, and that they felt a different energy. It was a woosah kind of feeling after Watson's Achilles blew up live on television.
Oh, yeah.
Veterans said that, according to the article, it felt like a cloud had been lifted.
They cheered for that man when he got hurt.
And then Watson bucked around and tore it again. And had surgery. Oh, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, he tore it again, and he had surgery to repair it last week. But Watts, the Cleveland still owes him over $170 million against the cap. But they can place him on injured reserve now that he popped it again. Get insurance relief against the salary and portion of the cap hit on the $92 million still owed to him. All right. Well, that's the article in a nutshell.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, you're a monster and you need to retire. Just go away.
Please do. Please
Just
do,
go
because
away.
we don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah,
And I hate
mean,
to say it.
you've blown every opportunity you've been given. Just go.
Mhm. Well,
Just go.
let's get right into it. The team that's responsible for Deshaun Watson coming into the NFL, the Houston Texans, get an opportunity to take on the one. And wait, no, they didn't go. They did win a second game. They go against the baby goat, Pat Mahomes, which the Chiefs in their own right has become one of the most funniest memes. The Kansas City Chiefs are a meme in and of itself. So the Texans get a chance to go into Kansas City to take on the one-seeded Chiefs. I don't know. I'm just pitching upset this week.
Okay, well, I mean, Kansas City, this matchup already happened a couple of weeks back. And obviously, Kansas City beat Houston, but it's 27-19. Kansas City's never lost in a divisional round under Patrick Mahomes. They're 5-0 at home. You know what I mean? You would think the best bet is Houston take the lead, pound the ball. But Houston's won. I mean, the Chiefs have won a bunch of games after losing. So, I mean, like, how do you truly beat the Chiefs if you're not the Chiefs that beat the Chiefs? Can Houston beat the Chiefs, really, is the question.
I think what the question is, can Houston beat the refs? Because I'm never going to let that shit go. Like, the stats of, like, certain refs, when you ever see a stat that a team is undefeated when a ref is reffing a game, that is
suspicious.
That is bad.
That is very
like
questionable behavior.
Yeah, that's questionable. Like, wait, what? I've never lost with this. There's definitely something wrong with that. And
yeah, that's questionable behavior, like you said.
Yeah, and it's starting to get to a point where what was it that I saw today? Someone said, and it's a few people were saying it, the NFL is sports entertainment. Not sports entertainment, like the WWE. To be compared to the WWE, that means that people are saying that your shit is fake and scripted. And that's
scripted more than fake.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because WWE is
bodies and health is being put at stake.
Yeah. And that's just insane. For the fact that the NFL
more equivalent to doing your own stunts in a movie, but the movie is your life, basically.
Yeah, sports entertainment. Next thing you know, The Rock's gonna come out and announce players at the Super Bowl.
Might be Big E.
Wait, didn't that happen already?
No. Okay. Well, anyway. What do you think the strategy for Houston is to beat Kansas City? What is the recipe?
I think,
considering what Houston has at its disposal,
I think the Kansas City has to win on defense. They have to 100%. They have to execute on offense. Like, they have to make plays, and they have to, if they get the ball first. For example, the Texans can't afford 3 and outs. They have to put the points on the board, and they actually have to try to give Pat Mahomes very little time to get a rhythm. So that means, like, get the ball, hold it, get like 8-minute drives if you can.
Mm.
And that way Pat Mahomes has to come out there, and then the defense has to put pressure on him. The corners have to hold on to their man, not literally, but like stay there, because don't even touch him, because that flag is coming out. Don't touch him. The flag is coming out.
I have stats for that, actually, not the flags, but you're talking about the cornerbacks, the secondary. In week 16 when they played, Houston played cover 1 on 40.4% of the snaps, cover 3 on 25.5% of the snaps, and cover 2 on 21.3% of the snaps. He threw for 8.2 yards an attempt against that cover 1, 5.6 against that cover 3, and 4.4 yards per attempt against that cover 2.
Not
Go
bad.
on.
They gotta just keep Mahomes uncomfortable, and as long as they putting pressure on Mahomes, force him to make mistakes, and you can see the upset. And you know what? I think it can happen. I think it's the year of the young coach.
Both teams are in the top 10 in points allowed off of turnovers, and teams that won the turnover battle last week went undefeated.
Yeah. Shit. Andy Reid's got his 3 rings. He don't need no more. It's 3, right?
What do you mean? How many do you need? How many are you supposed to have? I mean, the answer is always more. You always want more. You don't want less. You don't want to give it to somebody else. Just know it's their year. No, fuck that. That's why I don't even understand the logic behind necessarily. Oh, we got to rest this game. No, don't
believe in that. That's nonsense.
But
that's nonsense.
We'll get to that, maybe possible.
Because the king said something about his son, and that made me so mad. It made me mad.
No. No.
All right, we won't talk about that.
No.
Who we got this game?
You started on all of that. No. I'm in a good mood.
I might bring it up later.
No.
Who you got winning that game? Chiefs versus the Texans. Who you got?
Kansas City's an 8-point favorite, over under 4.5. I mean, I would love to say Kansas, or somebody say Houston's going to do it. But, everything's working against them here.
Yeah.
If they can jump out, get like 17 points ahead, maybe. But it's like what, the way the NBA set up. With some teams, you got to be up by 15 to be up by 3, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're working against them and allegedly the referees. So them, if everything's conspiring to make this team the dominant team, yes, that's going to be a problem. But the playoffs upsets happen, but I can't see it happening. Houston's just not ready yet. Stroud's not ready yet. Really,
CJ's not.
The defense is solid. Even the offense is solid, but it would take a lot. It would take a lot of big plays that Houston might not have in their arsenal.
Yeah, I think Andy Reid's going to outcoach him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got Spagnuolo.
Spags.
Oh, yes, I really can't remember who the hell it is. Who is that guy? Hold on. I have
Matt Nagy.
Really? That's who the OC is in Houston? It's Nagy?
I believe so.
Shit. All right. Well, advantage Spagnuolo, obviously. Then you got Reed and
Ryans. D'Amico.
No, yeah. Who's Reed's OC?
Yeah, I think it's Matt Nagy.
Oh, then who's Reed's decent? Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
there's a mismatch on both sides.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
The defensive coordinator on Houston.
I had this information and I deleted it.
I forgot. I mean, I'm assuming D'Amico Ryans calls.
I just remember they existed.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I agree with you. I would love to see the Texans win, but the Chiefs are going to take this one. It's obvious. CJ's not ready. He's not. He doesn't have it, and neither does D'Amico Ryans have it.
No, they'll get it. Need a little more seasoning.
Yeah,
Next year, maybe. A couple more pieces, a little more seasoning.
agreed. But I'll say this: D'Amico Ryans is doing a hell of a job as a head coach. Hell of a job.
Also, the wide receiver that they lost. That hurts too. I'm just drawing a blank on which one it was.
I think they lost like 3.
Hmm.
I know they lost Diggs. I don't know if that counts.
I mean, a couple of weeks back.
Tank Dell. They lost.
Is that who it is?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, him.
Yeah, they were saying there was a potential career ender there. I haven't heard anything about it since.
Well, no news is good news, I guess.
That's true.
We're not hearing anything. That means there's nothing bad, nothing major to report.
All
Or
right.
nothing good to report for that matter. Just means nothing changed. So yeah, hope for the best.
Absolutely.
Round 2, fight.
What's next?
Round 2 is one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard of. So I don't know. There's no truth to it. There's nothing that solidifies this. I just think it's a very humorous topic, but it could happen. But if it would happen, how likely are the scenarios surrounding it? And what I'm referring to is the Cowboys hiring Deion Sanders as the head coach of the Cowboys. Now, no, it's such a long shot. It's a long shot. It's like playing Madden for this to happen, but it's just such a funny situation that I feel like I couldn't go the day without actually discussing it on the show.
Right.
And basically one of the things that's like being saying is like they'll trade Dak for a pick to maybe the Titans so they can get Shador, and if Hunter's still on the board, to bring in Hunter. If the Cowboys can do both, and what'll probably happen is Deion will go out and get Shiloh in the second or third round. It's funny, and it's one of those things where you have to take a moment to laugh at the NFL, and knowing it's Jerry Jones. It's nothing out there that says it won't happen. Like if Jerry Jones were to be like, I'm gonna hire Deion Sanders as the head coach of the Cowboys, everything I just mentioned is more or less 80% a possibility. Dak Prescott's traded to maybe the Titans or possibly the Browns.
Okay. What you just described to me is known as fan fiction.
Yes.
Okay, nothing about that is real. It's all the imagination of some stoner somewhere with too much free time on his hand. It's like, what if he's talking to his friends and his friends like, whoa, and they type it into Twitter and some idiot on Twitter is like, damn, that's a possibility. Like, damn, that's a possibility. Like,
everything's a possibility.
That's just the way it goes. But I mean, here's the reality. First off, that's a disaster. Just a bad combination.
It's a Titanic.
Because Jerry's not relinquishing power. He so much as said so like a week ago.
Yeah.
Deion's not coming in without full power. You will have way more power in college than you ever would as a pro coach, unless you're Belichick or Reed or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at best, this is a power ploy for Deion to get a better contract out of Colorado.
Yeah,
that's the strategy. That's what it is.
See that.
And he wouldn't be the first coach that went along this route. A lot of coaches do it. They flirt with the NFL. like they're going to make it, like really going to make the change. I mean, Belichick still hasn't signed with the fucking contract with North Carolina, allegedly. This is just posturing and shit. Makes for good television, makes for good media talk. The talking heads can pontificate about the possibilities, but there is no possibilities. So many things would have to be maneuvered, and the league will be like NBA-esque, the way they would have to bend the knee to Dion, the way the NBA bends the knee to LeBron to make stupid things happen. And I think the NBA has more pride in itself. I mean, less pride in itself than the NFL does. So I don't think the NFL would make that much of a commitment to appease Dion, let alone just for the storylines.
Right.
It won't happen. It couldn't possibly happen.
So could you find the humor in this situation?
Yes, I find the idea hilarious.
I do too. That's the reason why I brought it
been
up.
eating too many damn weed cookies.
Yeah, because that's the only reason why I wanted to bring it on the show, because I thought it was hilarious.
It is. I mean, if he did come pro at some possibility in the near future, it wouldn't be Dallas.
I don't think Dion would come to
it. Dallas, he would be like the one who stopped in after Jera moved to the great beyond.
Yeah. I feel like
regime change that would happen at that point. Maybe he'd come in then, because that would be the time to come in. But before that, no, he definitely would come in somewhere else. At least he would come into Atlanta.
Yeah.
I feel like start Atlanta, or considering his relationship in Colorado, he might go to Denver. But I don't see the Cowboys being the team as long as Jera's in charge, because he won't relinquish the power that it would require to bring him in.
I feel like Dion wouldn't. I feel like Dion, if he were to come into the NFL, if he were to take an NFL job, he would take a job for a team where the head coach is retiring, where it's like a winning team, but the head coach is retiring. Like somewhere like Andy Reid, Pittsburgh, like somewhere where they're already just like a one or two pieces away from being a championship contender. I don't feel like Dion wants to come. Yeah, I don't feel like Dion wants to come to a pro team and have to do what he did with the colleges. The colleges is a complete different story. I don't think he'd want to come and do that.
I don't think he'd want to go pro just because he means too much to the college game.
Yeah.
And financially, the college game gives him too much opportunity to make SSS, $, $. So
I tell you,
I don't think he would. I don't think he would make the jump. I just don't see it happening. My crystal balls cannot foresee that possibility.
Oh, I can't see it, but if it did happen, if it were to happen, 80% of the chances, 80%, everything that I mentioned, he would try to do. He's gonna bring his kids into Dallas, and if that's what would happen.
Yeah, I mean, there would be so much maneuvering and bullshit that would have to happen for that to happen. Like, I can't imagine Tennessee would give up a first for Dak. They're not in position to take on, that. They're in the middle of a rebuild after they just had a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
They to make that sacrifice would set them back way more than it would help them. Because where they're at now, they'd be better off trading that pick for more picks than trading it for an overpaid average quarterback who's getting on in years. That would be bad strategy for Tennessee. But Tennessee is the same team that traded Derrick Henry. Well, didn't re-sign Derrick Henry and traded it A.J. Brown. So we don't know them to be the smartest people out there.
No.
So.
They could fuck up.
Yeah, well, it could happen.
Well, let's go over to the team that Deion Sanders actually retired, and that was the Baltimore Ravens.
Come on. Football!
And Baltimore Ravens were taking on Buffalo. Buffalo was hosting them. Now, I have to say, because this game, I believe this game is in Buffalo. It's
Mhm.
this is probably going to be one of the more closer matchups of all the AFC games, and the reason why I say that is because they both have a lot of pieces. Like they have the pieces that the other team don't have, but they also have like it's like the the show is Allen versus Lamar because they say that Lamar is like the best type quarterback. He's like the quarterback that you want. Like everyone loves
He's the
Josh Allen.
prototype. He's the yeah, he's like the 4.0
Yeah,
edition of the prototypical modern quarterback.
yeah.
He's
And
the
then you have
final part, like
Lamar.
the
Then you got the quarterback like
perfect
Lamar,
set.
and they're just like, oh my gosh, Lamar's not a quarterback. Hate, 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 hate,
But
hate, hate, hate.
we know what that's about.
And then Lamar does what he does this season.
We know what that he's a running back posing as a quarterback. We know what that's about, and we know
And what
what kind
makes me so
of
mad about that,
tactics those people have.
what
So
makes me so mad about that is the fact that the dude threw 41 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, and still almost got 1,000 yards. He was like merely yards away from 1,000 rushing yards. That
yeah,
is insane because nobody's ever done that before.
hmm
I don't think anybody's ever done that before. So that means that Lamar Jackson came out there and showed you I'm a quarterback. And guess what? I can still run the ball.
yeah. In this game, these two already played each other. Granted, it was much earlier in the season, and they were different people, I guess to say. But in that game, Baltimore beat the Bills in Baltimore 35-10, and the Bills only put up 236 yards of offense. Counterpoint: Buffalo is one of the two undefeated teams still left in the playoffs.
Mm.
Don't ask me who the other one is. I'd have to go look it up. I meant to, but I didn't. Lucky. And yeah, Baltimore is one of the most efficient offenses in NFL history. To go with what you were talking about, I found a stat that said Baltimore averaged 6.85 yards per play in a regular season, trailing only the 2000 Rams in the Super Bowl era. The 2000 Rams.
Mm.
Greatest show on turf?
Yep.
Kurt Warner? Isaac
Yep.
Bruce? Torrey Holt?
Mm.
Is that here I came?
Marshall Falk.
Yeah, that team. And Marshall Falk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only behind that team as far as offenses. They're unstoppable. Not only do they have the best, probably the best running quarterback in the league. I mean, he's probably one of the top three passing quarterbacks in the league, too, for that matter. But they got Derrick Henry over there. Yeah. Derrick Henry's a force unto himself. You can't tackle him one-on-one most of the time. You need to go at his legs and you need to gang tackle him. He gets yards once you grab him. He's still getting yards. That's a problem. So if you can't stop Henry, and you can't stop Lamar from getting out of the pocket, making things happen, what do you do? I mean, this man had success. Lamar did with okay. Who's the Ravens' best receiver?
Zay Flowers, and he's hurt.
Yeah, these are problems. Granny has two. Okay, I mean, he has a solid base of tight ends.
Yeah.
They're effective. That's probably what helps them be so efficient. But he's working with scraps at receiver. He's always working with scraps at receiver. And he still turns out MVP seasons. Okay. This isn't really supposed to be a celebration about Lamar or the Ravens. They're only a 1-point favorite in this game, granted. The over-under is 51.5. So they're expecting fireworks.
I think the weather comes into play.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it didn't look good from what I saw. It did not look good for them. And being in Buffalo and it's January, the odds are not in your favor, so to speak.
Yeah,
Frankly,
I'm
from my
going.
experience, whatever they get, we tend to get a little bit of also over here. And ain't a winter weather advisor as it is right now currently. So, but granted, from what I can see, there may not be snow in the forecast, but it looks like it's going to be cold. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think the cold is going to be a concern.
24 depends. It's on your opinion. Depends on your opinion of cold. But
Yeah.
Buffalo, weather-wise, fucking sucks. Real feel. Here we go. Right now, for example, the real feel in Buffalo is -4. That's right now. So, yeah, it's not going to be great.
No.
Even if it's a nice day, it's still going to be cold. It's wintertime in Buffalo. The fuck you think it's going to be? They're going to need to bundle up. You don't have them stupid ass fans out there with no shirt on. They ain't going to be wondering why the hell they in the hospital. Because they stupid.
Because their nipples got
Buffalo
frostbite.
fans, it's too fucking cold to be out there on TV with your man tits out, okay? Please don't do that. And I don't mean man tits in a derogatory way. I mean, use common sense. Put a fucking sweater on.
Put a coat on. Put a parka on. It's cold. I want a parka. Yeah, I got Buffalo taking this win.
Well, yeah. No. Who am I kidding? No. Fuck no. Baltimore smashing them. You almost suckered me in. I wasn't paying attention. But hell no. Baltimore wins. Fuck Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson is the damn MVP. And what I was going to point out when I was talking about Derrick Henry was that James Cook is going to be a factor in this game. And Buffalo actually has a solid group of receivers that have been building up their skills over the season and their chemistry with the quarterback, and they're going to be a problem in this game. But Baltimore, Derrick Henry, going to be enough. They're not going to stop Lamar. Lamar's going to have one of the typical games Lamar's been having this season. When it gets down and dirty, he's going to fuck them up. Baltimore wins by way more than 1 point. Baltimore is going to make a statement. It's their year. Baltimore versus Philly in the Super Bowl.
Okay. I love it. I like it.
I could have put stats into it, but no. What do I need to say? You know what y'all know what Baltimore's been about this season. Man. They hard to kill. They Steven Seagal, but they're cool. They're not lame. Josh Allen, he's not lame either, but in this case, he's lame. He's corny. You know, whatever. Baltimore's played 11 games against teams in the playoffs this year. They have an 8-3 record. Buffalo's gone 3-3. They have wins against the Chiefs and the Lions. Yeah, I'm giving you stats now. All right. Do we want to talk about the first time they played? Because that was week 4. I don't know that will matter. Buffalo has allowed a league low 27 points off turnovers, which is the league low. Baltimore second with 30 points. Ravens converted 49.5% of their third downs. Buffalo's converted 44.7%. Baltimore scored a touchdown on the league high 74.3% of their red zones. Buffalo's at 68.1%. Defensively, Ravens have allowed 5.2 yards per play, 6th. Bills have allowed 5.5, 21st. Ravens are 10th in points allowed per drive. Buffalo is 15th. Baltimore's 60% success rate on defensive snaps, better than Buffalo. Baltimore was 5th. Buffalo, 56.4 is 25th. Okay? One stats defensively, if it comes down to it, Baltimore can beat Buffalo. Buffalo can't stop Baltimore. There you go. Baltimore.
Okay. I like it.
I like stats.
Round 3. Fight!
Numbers make me real moist.
What? The fuck?
What's next?
So after the Eagles, during the Eagles-Packers game, we're not proud of this. We had
Hey.
a piece of shit fan.
Oh, go
We had
on.
a piece of shit fan who completely made a fool of himself, misrepresented the Eagles fan base,
Facts.
kind of. He got fired. He got his due. So, but he's
Yeah.
basically just being a piece of shit. You know, a
I was
scumbag.
gonna go find a video, but then I'd have to make sure it was blurred, and you know what I mean. Basically, this dude at the game, he says there was more to the story than that, but of course he does. He says it wasn't just that. Like, yeah, but I mean, watching the video, have you seen the video?
I couldn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, he calls her a few words that he shouldn't say, that you just shouldn't say to a woman.
Mhm.
And basically, from what I gather, her husband or friend is sitting there recording it, or male friend is like, to me, like, why don't you switch seats with this woman? Okay.
Mhm.
Because me, being a grown ass man in this situation, I'm going to switch seats with this woman, and me and this dude are going to have a conversation.
I agree.
Like, that's the only way to handle that situation. I mean, you're not going to, you probably should try not to have to use your hands, because then you may get banned from the stadium, and no one wants that. So you have to try to be diplomatic about it. That's not my best trait, but you know, what's at stake is tickets to the stadium to watch your team. So, but he's been banned, as he should be. And you said he got fired?
He got fired from his job.
Jeez, you know what he
Idiot.
did? What did he do? Was he a piece of shit?
Yeah, he was a royal piece of shit, like a gold-plated piece of shit.
Gold-plated piece of shit. Do we
Like,
have a name on him? Yeah.
I saw something.
That's him. He's Dookie. He's human.
Yeah.
Duke. You're
Yeah,
a bad
so
guy. You're a bad guy.
and I want like, and what I say to him is like, we're Eagles fans, but we don't do that. We don't do shit
Right.
like that.
Right. I mean, there's lines you don't cross. You just don't cross them, because there ain't no need to cross them. It's all fun and games when it comes down to it. It ain't that damn serious.
Right.
If it is that damn serious that you out here screaming bad disrespectful words to females.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
this, you're probably going too far with it, and you
yeah,
should
you went too
question your
far. Like,
alcohol intake.
yeah, like throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, acceptable.
That's fun. That's just fun. Fuck that guy.
Booing the Eagles when they drafted Donovan McNabb.
That's just
acceptable.
fun. I mean, that's
Right.
passion. That's passion.
Fighting the small forward from the 76ers because he's wearing a Commander's jersey. Cool.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's okay,
guy.
but
You gotta know better. Do you know where you are?
but
There's rules. There's a code of
yeah,
conduct for fans from other teams coming into the stadium. They should be
yeah,
forewarned that, you know, just certain things you shouldn't do.
correct. But you
Like, where are
don't,
your team's
like,
colors, for one?
right.
Like, cheer for the other team too. Just keep your damn mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But
Eat your beer, eat
what-
your hot dog,
yeah,
do all that.
this stuff be nasty.
Watch the game in silence, because you're in enemy territory. But you still don't cross that damn line.
Yeah, you don't
Not
stress
with
that
a
line.
female. Not with a woman. I mean, you're just being disrespectful. You're being a bully. Don't be a
Mhm.
bully. Pick on someone your own size.
He's what we call a bad fan.
Yeah,
He's not a real
you're supposed
fan.
to keep that shit at PG-13 mostly.
Yeah, because this is
Yeah.
sports entertainment.
Yeah, this should
isn't-
PG-13.
Yeah,
We all human, and certain lines you ain't supposed to cross, and you deserve to get banned. And thank God you did.
and
that
here's a
lady-
line that we're gonna cross.
On behalf of Eagles fans, we apologize.
On behalf of everybody's fans, we apologize.
Yeah.
Except for
Fuck
Cowboys.
you,
We don't care about the Cowboys.
and fuck the Cowboys too.
But here's a line that I'm okay with crossing. The
Mm-hmm.
Washington Commanders go into Detroit. I hate this game so bad because I want the Lions to lose, but I don't want the Commanders to get any momentum. So it pisses me off because I don't want.
Fuck that. No. Washington, do it. Do it. Pull off the upset. I believe.
Absolutely.
You know why I believe in them? Because that last game, Philly versus Washington, was a fucking fluke. That's why.
Oh, everybody knows it was a fluke, and they almost didn't win it.
I know Philly can beat the bloody hell out of the Commanders, Redskins, football team, whatever. So
yes, that was just.
That's it. Two of the best offenses in the league. What's not to love about this matchup? Detroit's a 9.5-point favorite, and the over/under. Guess.
Over under is 9.
No,
I'm sorry.
That's the other one. Over/under is total points.
Oh, total points 50.
Up
55.
55.5.
Jeez, I could
Detroit
see it
games on average 54.1 combined points per game.
Yeah, that's why.
Washington games 52.1 points per game.
But that's one of the things I kept saying about the Lions. It's like the Lions aren't winning decisively.
Detroit has punted at the lowest rate in the league. Guess where Washington ranks?
Second.
There ain't gonna be no punts. It's gonna be all out fucking air balls and oh man,
Both of these teams.
Man, Detroit is third in football fourth down conversions. Washington is second.
Both of these teams got coordinators playing for coaching for head coaching positions. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun game to watch. I'll probably watch this game. I'll probably watch all the games. Game.
Detroit is 11th in points allowed per drive. Washington is 12th in Detroit is 11th in points allowed per drive and 12th in touchdowns. Washington is 24th in points allowed per drive and 27th in touchdown rate. Detroit has a takeaway on 14.1% of opponent possessions, while that's 7th, while Washington is 18th at 9.3%. So that's his ball. Clearly, Detroit gets more success defensively. This also says that, their success rate is 10th and Washington is 14th. So Detroit has the high, whatever. Yeah. Detroit, the Lions have scored at least 31 points in their last 5 games coming into the playoffs. Right. So there was a firefight. That's what I say. I'm excited for this.
I'm with it.
I'm so excited for this one. I'm excited for Baltimore and Buffalo. I'm excited for this one. KC Houston, I'm sure is going to,
that's the most irrelevant game.
At best, if the upset happens, most of us will still be watching it. Because it's playoff football. How can you miss it? Everything's on the line here. But especially since it's KC and a good 4/5 of America want to see the KC get knocked off just so we can swish it in Taylor Swift's skinny little face.
She's an Eagles fan.
No lips, ass. All right. No lips or ass. Anyway.
We're going to get destroyed by the Swifties.
Oh, boy. She's going to put a head out on you.
That's okay.
So, who you got?
This game, I'm going with Detroit. I feel like
I'm going with Washington. I'm
going with Detroit because I feel like the Eagles got to beat Detroit. We got to
Yeah,
be.
maybe for the Disney story. Yeah, that would be the
Yeah.
happy ending for the when you wish upon a star.
Like, I
I'm
want
going to
the
Disney
Eagles to
World.
beat
Yada,
the
yada,
Lions
yada.
so people will shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's the only reason why. I just want them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I don't mind. It's the happiest Detroit's been in a long time as far as sports are concerned.
I agree.
2004, 2003, whenever the Pistons were solid. Yeah, it's been that long.
Damn, I thought it was back then when Eminem made 8 Mile.
I
Well,
miss Brittany Murphy.
you know what this brings us to?
What is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Yep. The main event. It's gonna
Yes.
suck. And I start the main event with this. AJ Brown read a book. Yep, that was been one of the biggest storylines of the week. AJ
It
Brown read a
really
book.
was.
He was reading a book.
Mm.
Oh man, people are mad. Are you
Yeah.
mad?
John Gruden was awfully heated about it.
People are pissed. Like they got their panties in a bunch.
I mean, who's really surprised that John Gruden wasn't feeling that motion?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why are you mad?
I think I had to go. I don't have it anymore, but he wasn't happy about it. But I do have AJ Brown on it about the reaction and him doing what he did and everybody acting like, it's some big thing. Is it a big story before I put it up there? Do you think it's a big story? Much ado about nothing.
I think it's much ado about nothing. I think like we got more important shit to be being mad about.
Mm-hmm. This is going to the bottom. I don't know what to do here. How do I get it off the screen? Okay,
you're
there it
good.
is.
You're good.
All right. And I'm gonna let this shit breathe.
A lot, but none of that stuff really matters. I'm gonna continue to be myself. I'm not pretending. It's not a facade or anything. So who cares who don't like it? I'm a 3-time All-Pro. Yes, I'm gonna pop my shit. That is what it is. That is what it is, and I do that for myself. I don't care nobody. Like I'm not a distraction. So most importantly, I go out there and do my job. So all the other shit, it don't matter.
Do you have a problem with your player reading on the sideline?
Honestly, no. And I'll tell you why. Because if a coach wanted to talk to him or if there was something that needed to be going on there, I'm pretty sure the coach would have came over and brought over the tablet and had him reading it. Like if Tom Brady was doing that, would have people had an outroar? I'm pretty sure they would not have. And the thing is, I feel like they just want the drama because there was drama. They want to make drama about it. But here's my thing. Like a football game is going on. Why are y'all looking at the people on the sideline? Look at the football game, not the people on the sideline. We don't need to know what's going on the sideline. We need to know what's going on the football field. So I feel like y'all focus too much on AJ Brown. Well, we need to be focusing on football. So I don't really give a damn about him reading a book. Hey, what happened? The guy, what was he like? Ranked 300,000th in bestsellers, and like he went in debt $90,000 trying to get this book published and out there in the world. And just like that, AJ Brown got this guy. Like he moved up like immediately, like so far up. Like his book is selling now.
The book Inner Excellence is going for $15 on Amazon.
I might get it.
Yeah.
Shit, my wife got me a Kindle, so I might purchase it.
Inner Excellence.
Yeah, and then he's got like deals to go on TV shows. He's been on TV shows, getting interviews. So I mean, y'all looking for the negative, and y'all got to talk about how he just helped
that man's life is
out of the
forever
mud.
changed for the better.
Yeah, he just got this guy out of the mud. So I mean,
Mhm.
y'all want to talk about the negative aspect of it because I
Well,
seen
where
somebody
I
say
don't
that.
see the negative.
Yeah, I don't see the
It's like, I
negative in
mean,
it. They creating a negative out of it.
like you said, if there was something that needed to be addressed, it would be addressed. What's the difference in him taking a few seconds looking at the page? I mean,
Correct.
that when he was asked about it, there was more to it, and he was asked what the book it was about when he was trying to explain it, and it was very clear he hadn't gotten off the first page.
Mhm.
But the team said that he's read books on the sideline before. There is worse things you could be doing on the sideline. You could
What you
be clipping your
eating hot dog?
toenails,
Oh yeah, eating hot
eating,
dog.
eating chili dogs, no less.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you could be drinking a beer,
you could be
you could be
walking to the locker room.
dropping a deuce on yourself, fighting a fan.
Mm-hmm.
There's numerous things you could be doing that's far worse than
Yeah.
reading a book. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it was a early in the game or a close game or a critical moment, so it wasn't no harm, no foul. Let that shit go. This is just desperate for a story.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, that's what it is. They're just looking for a story and hopping on anything they can get. But some of it, like John Gruden, for instance, it shows the character of the person.
Right.
Like it does. I mean, we know how he roll at this point.
Right.
So I'm most disappointed in him. I'm disappointed that anyone really reacted as if this was that serious. Like this was something serious. They were winning the game. He wasn't getting the ball anyway. What, one catch on 3 targets? So, he's just being used as a decoy. So let that man sit there and be a damn decoy. You ain't using him anyway on the field. He's out there, but you ain't using him. So
Let him read his damn book.
let him read his damn book. He's trying to stay focused. As he said, in the moment, he's trying to remain in the game instead of mentally getting lost, considering he's not getting the ball. No one has even considered looking at it from his point of view. Everybody's just like, boo, he's reading. He's not paying attention to the game. He was doing his role.
Right.
He
And
knows
that's what
where to be.
pisses
He
me
knows
off.
what to do. He knows what the calls mean, what the checkdowns are. He knows all of that shit. He's prepared.
Right.
He's always been prepared. He wouldn't be a 3-time All-Pro, as he pointed out, if he wasn't
Right.
always.
And that's what pisses me off is like there's like this, like the media, they have this, it's like, oh, I can come out here, I can make a story up, and you guys have to read it and accept it as true. But if a player shows any sense of like, this is who I am, or this is me trying to better myself, I'm reading a book, trying not to see, like, because if he's on the sideline and he's talking to somebody on his team, it's gonna look negative. So instead of me talking to somebody on the sideline and you guys try to portray it as negative, I'm gonna read a book. Y'all found a way to portray it as negative. It's just like,
Now let's suppose he didn't have a book and he decided to act out instead, or
right,
go talk to a coach about it and turn into a heated argument, or he tried to talk to the quarterback and it turned into a big story. Like that's never happened before earlier this season.
right. And
Let
that
that
actually
man sit
takes
on the sideline and read his damn book.
right, and it takes me back to like a few, I'm gonna say a good 10 years ago, maybe, when Des Bryant was on the sideline and it looked like he was yelling at Tony Romo. But then when they go back, the person that posted the video or that was reporting on the video had to apologize because the mic came out. The conversation was mic'd up and that came out.
Mhm.
And basically what was said was him saying, we the best in the fucking league. We play better than this. We the best in the league. So you guys took it. You took the first thing that y'all said because y'all want to find the negative in it instead of actually want to
That's it.
understand the conversation, understand what's actually going on. Somebody's reading. They feel like they've done their part. They want to take a moment and actually look at a book. They might not have actually started reading the book. They might have just he probably walked past like one of the quality assurance guys or quality control guys is holding the book. He probably like, let me look at your book. Let me see what your book is. That's probably what happened. Because I'm pretty sure AJ Brown's got a book. It's probably gonna not look as wrinkled as that book was. I mean, that book looked like it's seen its days. So I feel like it was just way too much negative taken out of that, and like stop looking for the negative. Like the NFL has to step in and like really start putting like if then they're gonna start painting the league in a negative light because it's already looking like the league is
That's the nature of everything at this
Yeah.
point. Everything's going full negative.
yeah.
Only the worst
Well,
traits are going to be the required traits to succeed. So
yeah, can't
No,
have any
being-
pigmentation.
Hmm.
Sorry. Bingo. All right, now the topic of the night, the best part of the night, and we're going to end it with that. The Eagles are hosting the LA Rams in Philadelphia. Now, I want to say this. I'm already, and I'm saying I'm taking the Eagles to win this game, and it's not because I'm being biased. It's because we beat the Rams early this year, and I feel like it's just something that's going to continue. I feel like the Rams, they're a good team, but you look at the body of work that the Rams are, I feel like they don't have what Philadelphia has. Like Saquon Barkley is a weapon that you can't just write off. Like they don't really lose when Saquon's getting going. They don't really lose. So it's just like I don't feel like the Rams have what's necessary to really beat the Eagles. They think that Akilo Witherspoon is going to shut down Devontae or AJ, whoever they're guarding. I don't see it. Is Kendrick going to be able to stop AJ Brown or Devontae? I don't see it. I think the only weapons that I'd be concerned about on that Rams defense is Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. Other than that, I'm not really concerned. They don't have a safety that I'd necessarily be concerned about. And like they already know that's a weapon, that's a weakness for them. They know that the safety position is a weakness for them. So
Right.
Dallas Goedert could have a big game. So I feel like it's just I think the reason why people are just negative is because Jalen Hurts not forced to have to put the ball on the shoulders, and everybody's just sitting so annoyed because Jalen Hurts is just being efficient while not having to do too much.
Right.
He don't have to because he has.
He's not getting the numbers that everybody expects out of a quarterback nowadays.
Yeah.
They can't seem to understand that really the way the tendencies have gone is everybody's then swung towards passing, and that meant the defense has swung towards passing. So now rushing is the more powerful option, running the ball, because defensive have adjusted to passes, so now they're not ready to be punched in the face. They're not as prepared to be punched in the face on a regular basis. So running backs can be more of a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're capable. That's why you got Henry this year. That's why you got the fucking running backs in Detroit. Obviously, Barkley. Like, we've seen what's happened with the running backs this season. Joe Mixon kind of had a resurgence. McCaffrey was on his way, but he got hurt. But yeah, y'all get the point out there.
Yeah.
It's shifting back towards being pro rushing more than 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. So
yeah.
At least that's what I foresee, and that's what this season told me, and the success of Barkley. So the fact that Jalen isn't getting the numbers that we all usually expect from him, or that's more on us for one thing to expect that out of him. We should just expect the Eagles to do what it takes to win the games, especially under Sirianni and LA Moore.
That's all that matters.
Yes, all that matters is getting that W. That's it. Now, The last time they played, they pressured Hurts on 34.6% of his dropbacks, which was only 15. Well, he was 15 for 22. Sorry, he was 15 or 22. I'm sure there are plays that aren't counting there. And, he was under pressure. He was 2 of 7 for 2.4 yards per attempt. But when he's clean, when he's not under pressure, you can't beat him. He's unbeatable. He completed 79.2% of his passes for 9.3 yards per attempt. That's ridiculous. So you got to get pressure on Hurts. And that would probably be priority number one for the Rams. Because I don't know how they're going to do what they're going to do to stop fucking Barkley. Can't imagine what their strategy would be to command Barkley, because nobody's done it at this point, and they're definitely not the ones to do it. That's what the Eagles do best this year, is they run the ball. That line and Barkley, they run the ball and they get turnovers. That's the best strategy you can have. You control the clock and you get turnovers. How can you lose? Are you muted?
Oh no, I'm not muted.
Okay.
I was just waiting because I have.
Oh, go ahead. Speak your piece. I got plenty. Speak your piece, though.
Okay, so I have some information because there's a possibility that we may see snow in this game. This game may be a snow game. If it's not a snow game, we may see a little bit of rain.
Oh, I expect snow in this one. Probably, yeah. Maybe even hail.
However, Matt Stafford hasn't played in many snow games. However, one notable instance was in December 8th, 2013, where Stafford's Detroit Lions faced the Eagles in heavy snowfall, resulting in a 34-20 loss for the Lions. In that game, Stafford completed 10 of 25 for 148 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Now, he doesn't necessarily perform well in rain either. He's 1-5 in a record in rain games, in games on record in rain.
Wow.
In those games, he's thrown 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions with 56% completion rate. Additionally,
repeat what you just said.
Which part?
All of that. Say it again.
Stafford holds a 1-5 record in games played in the rain. 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a 56% completion rate. Stafford's performance.
That's not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's dramatic. That's dramatically bad.
Now, it's kind of funny because now in regular cold weather games, although he hasn't played many games in the cold weather, he does fairly well. However, he may do well, but the team not so much. He has the best passing yards per game in temperatures below 40, although he hasn't played many games in games under 40. The team had the Rams since 2017 have played 4 games in temperatures under 35 degrees. They're 1-3. Stafford has not played an outdoor game with a kickoff temperature below 35 degrees as a member of the Rams up until December 2024.
Yeah, makes sense. They play indoors.
Yeah, so the weather could be a 12th man for the Eagles. It'd definitely be a 12th man for the Eagles. And so it's just a matter of, can Puka play in the weather? Can Kupp play in this weather? Can Stafford play in this weather? I think
Many surgeries as Cup had. Cup probably got them bones that hurt when it's cold. So got them old people, them old Southern bones. Ooh, feel like it's about to snow.
now what I expect in this game is that
Oh,
it's not going to be an easy win for Philadelphia, but Philadelphia will get the win because it's Philadelphia.
no, I do feel like Philly will their defense will be challenged this game.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
You mean the Rams offensive line, they're successful. They get the job done. Is it Stafford? Even though they say he's had a down year, he still had success the last few weeks of the season and postseason. And you
They
got
gonna get
Puka,
theirs.
you got Cup. I'm not quite sure if either one's injured, but if either one is, then that's going to be hard to contain because they get separation, they get open. That's what they do. And you got Kyron Williams, who's okay, but I mean, you can't not value their run game,
Right, absolutely.
because especially if it's going to be snowing and effect and all of that, then it's going to be a factor in this game. They're going to try to run the ball if it's going to be bad weather, but that will work in the Eagles' favor if they made more of an effort to run the ball. But I can't see it happening because what they do best is through the air. So I believe the Eagles can contain their passing game.
Oh, I do too. I feel
don't
like
know
the short-
turnovers or pressure, but I believe they can limit what Nakua and Cup can do.
I feel like if the safeties are playing the way they're supposed to play, they're gonna. I feel like Stafford's gonna try downfield, and that's where I see the problems coming for Philadelphia.
Like,
I mean, not for Philadelphia. I feel like that's where the problem's gonna come for Stafford
yeah,
because Reed, CJ, GJ, and Reed Blankenship are stingy, and they like to steal the ball when
right.
that ball is up in the air. So
Things that work against the Rams. It's like I said about the turnovers, 3 times in the last 4 games, the Eagles forced at least 4 turnovers.
mm,
Okay. 49.2% of the Eagles' offensive yardage is on the ground, which furthers the point that if it's a bad weather game, they're going to need Saquon and Gainwell to get theirs. They're going to need them to get theirs. They're going to need that yard per carry to be up. They're going to need to get yards after a hit just to stay a little high. They're going to need to move the ball on the ground. This works in the Eagles' favor because the Eagles will control the clock and they'll keep the Rams and Puka and Cup off the field. Plus, now on the defensive side, if the Eagles can do what they've been doing, which is contain the receivers until the D-line linebacker can get to the ball, can get to the carriers.
agreed.
Just bend, don't break until 3rd down. They've got them every time. The Rams struggle on 3rd down. Even last week, they struggled on 3rd down. 36% they convert. That's 25th in the NFL overall. Lowest in the playoffs. They struggle on 3rd down. Most every sign says the Eagles should be able to win. The weather's working in their favor. They're at home. And they're playing a team that normally plays in a dome. So, all of this works in their favor.
I agree.
I like what I see out there. I like the possibilities. I don't want to get too excited over it because, any given Sunday and all that shit, yada, yada, yada.
And the ref that's
Plus,
reffing this game, the
sacked
Eagles haven't
last
won.
week, so Verse and Fisk can get off this game.
Yeah, they
And they
can.
probably will, realistically. They might both get 1 sack at least. It's possible.
And not to mention
approach.
Not to mention that the ref that's reffing this game, the Eagles haven't won with him, or they have a losing record against this referee that's going to be reffing this game. So,
No, well, that's fucked.
yeah, that's also a thing. The NFL, they knows how, and it's one of those things. I feel like if you see that a referee has a record with if you see that a certain team has never won or has a crazy losing record or a crazy winning record when this ref is in the game, that's where I say you have to really start thinking is there some bias? You have to investigate that you need your refs to be balanced. And if there's like a certain team looks like they're seeing a little bit of a favor when this ref is in the game, you have to like kind of minimize that because they may be calling calls that they're not calling on the other side. So if this is something that's a problem, this is something that could become a problem that the Eagles just
something
have
to look
to
out for in this game to see if their referees fucking the game up, affecting or lopsided with the judgment calls and all of that. Something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I got the Eagles winning this game.
Well, obviously. And this ain't the time to root against them. If there ever was a week, it ain't this week, it ain't next week, and it ain't 2 weeks after that.
In the big game.
Go Birds.
Go Boys.
And still, I mean, I still got one Super Bowl in mind, and that's Baltimore versus Philly.
That's what I've been saying.
That ain't changing until somebody get eliminated. So
sounds
that's
good.
Just my opinion. And a lot of people's. The real ones, anyway. The ones that know, they know. That's the Super Bowl that we all want.
So let me ask, you got like, do we got an over under or projections, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I did have a thing. Hold on.
Oh, he did have a thing.
I went to DraftKings for it and everything.
Got chopped off. All it did was 8 inches.
All right, I'm gonna just go with the Eagles game because I ain't going back to the other ones. All right,
absolutely.
Unless you really let me say, okay. All right, we'll do. We can do it. All right. Quarterbacks. Okay, let's go with Mahomes. Averages 245 yards per game, and Stroud average. Does he get over or under 250? Mahomes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Over.
Okay.
Stroud averages 222. Does he go over or under 230?
Over.
Does Stroud averages 272? Does he go over or under 272?
Under.
Jaden 213. Does he go over or under 236?
Over.
Matthew Stafford averages 233. Does he go over or under 218?
Over.
They assume he's getting contained. I like that. Jalen Hurts averages 189. Womp womp. Does he go over or under 203?
He goes over.
God, I hope so. Just for everybody to shut up. Josh Allen, 222. Over or under 239 and a half?
Over.
Lamar, 241. How was that even? How were they even talking about MVP competition?
Over.
Lamar, 241. Over or under 222? Oh, the
over.
Disrespect. The disrespect.
Over. Way over.
That is so disrespectful. All right. Now we're going to running backs. Receivers. We're going to receivers now. All right. Who's the higher? Who gets no. Receiving yards. All right. Nico, over or under 83?
Under.
Kelsey, over or under 52?
Over.
All right. Worthy, over or under 51?
Over.
And Brown, Marquise Brown, over or under 42?
Under.
Commanders versus Lions. Amon-Ra, over under 76.
Over.
Scary Terry, over under 68.
Over.
Jameson Williams, over under 55.
Over.
Sam Laporta, over under 49 and a half.
Under.
Puka Nacua, over under 88 and a half. Rams versus Eagles.
Under.
AJ Brown, over under 69 and a half. Giggity.
Over.
Devontae Smith, over under 55 and a half.
Over.
Cooper Kupp, over under 42 and a half. What?
Over.
Yeah, definitely over. Dallas Goedert, over under 36 and a half. Stop playing.
Over.
Y'all disrespectful. All right, Ravens versus Bills. Khalil Shakir, 51 and a half, over under.
Over.
Rashad Bateman, over under 44 and a half.
Over.
Mark Andrews, over under 38 and a half.
Over.
Isaiah Likely, over under 36 and a half.
Isaiah Likely. Over.
Over. Dalton Kincaid over under 34.5.
Over. He's their favorite. He's his favorite.
Keon Coleman over under 40.5.
Over.
Fucking over. Oh my
Over.
God.
The hell?
All right, now running backs. Joe Mixon over under 57.
Over.
Pacheco over under 43.
Over.
Kareem Hunt over under 32.5.
Over.
All right, fuck the quarterbacks. Jahmyr Gibbs over under 82.5. Lions Commanders.
Over.
Jaden Daniels over under 55.5.
Under.
David Montgomery over under 46.5.
Under.
Brian Robinson over under 36.5.
Over.
Austin Eckler over under 22.
Over.
Now it's going to get exciting. Saquon Barkley over under 74, over under 112.
Over.
Man, it's averaging 124.9. Let's just say 125. Kyron Williams over under 74.5.
Under.
Jalen Hurts. Really, I say over for Kyron Williams if the weather's a factor. Jalen Hurts over under 39.5.
Over.
Gainwell over under 9.5.
Over.
Again, if the weather is a factor, yes.
He's gonna break one.
Baltimore. Derrick Henry over under 97.
Over.
Average is 117. I'd take the over.
Over.
In Buffalo, absolutely. James Cook over under 55.
Over.
Lamar over under 53.
Over.
Josh Allen 46.5.
Under.
Justice Hill 8.5. It doesn't matter. No one cares about Justice Hill. All right, those are the props. I mean, yeah, there's the props, the over-unders. Brought to you by DraftKings, not me.
Go bet. Go bet. Go bet. And let's see if y'all win, we get 2% of your earnings.
Gamble
joking.
irresponsibly.
I'm joking. But do you got anything else you want to tell these people?
Maybe let me scroll through the page. Hey, people who are watching, if you're still here, y'all should take a moment to scroll through the page too. Yes. Two things. Well, first off, rest in peace, Bob Uecker.
All right.
Secondly, the Cowboys want to interview Kellen Moore.
No, he's not allowed to. They're not allowed.
Would he even take the job? He's been there before. He knows what it's about. Would he
probably
take
would,
the job?
But it would be a mistake. He'd be fired in 3 years.
Agreed. All right. Yeah, that's about all I got.
And that's about all we got. So I say this to you all. If your team is not in the playoffs, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say because we can't all be starters. Boulevard, tell these dickheads what exactly they can do.
Oh, I wouldn't call them dickheads if they sat here for 88 minutes and tolerated our bullshit. Respect for that, at least from me.
Love you. I love you.
Yeah, he loves you. He loves the things that you do to him.
Like and subscribe.
And hit the bench.